Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. Today's video is going to be on the 3rd edition prestige class, the Fate Spinner. It is in the Tome in Blood or the the Ultimate Arcana book for 3rd edition. So without further ado, let's dive into the prestige class. Okay. Fate Spinner gets a D4 hit dice. The requirements to become a Fate Spinner: you must have Knowledge Arcana 8 ranks, and you must have a second knowledge, can be any type, 8 ranks. Spells: you must be able to cast arcane spells of 3rd level or higher. So that limits people that dip into a class or get arcane spells through other means from joining this class until they can perform 3rd level spells or higher. Special: the Fate Spinner must have avoided death or severe calamity by the machinations of fate. For instance, if he misses a ferry crossing to the nearby Isle of Sedone due to a strange premonition that caused him to tarry overlong at the landing, and learns that the ferry was lost with all aboard to a sudden storm, it can be said that fate has spared him. So with that, you need to work out a story means for why you would have qualified, or something crazy in the campaign needs to have happened that you survived. That I would just work with your game master whenever you're coming up with what prestige classes you want to play. So because of the ranks in the skills, if I was doing this for a pathfinder character, I dropped the ranks required to 5, because at 5th level wizard you would qualify for this, because 3rd level spells you get at 5th level. And then from there I would that would be the only thing I would change requirement wise for a pathfinder character. You'd have to have both 2 different knowledges, both of which would have to have 5 ranks. So at 6th level you could enter the class, assuming you meet the special requirement. Class features: all the following are class features. The Fate Spinner: you gain no additional weapons or armor proficiency. At every 2nd level gain of this prestige class, which is 10 levels of prestige class, and at 7th level, the character gains new spells per day, as if he also gained a level in his spellcasting class. So by the end of this, if you max this out, it'll only add 6 levels to your wizard levels as far as casting spells went. So you will be weaker overall, because that would at max put you at 16th level, and if I'm not mistaken, that at best gets you 8th level spells. So by a 20th level character, you would be missing 9th level spells. But that said, this class is interesting. Your base attack bonus in this class is no different than that of like a rogue or a wizard. It starts at 0 and it goes up to +5 at 10th level. Your best save in this class is will save, and it stacks with your regular class save. So it starts at a +2, so you would add that to whatever you are as a 5th level wizard when you start taking this class. Or if you want to do this as a sorcerer, you'd have to be 6th level sorcerer before you enter this class, just because until 3rd level spells, the sorcerer's spell table is kind of off by 1 from a wizard's. At 1st level, you gain Spin Fate. At 2nd level, you will gain Resist Fate. At 3rd level, you'll gain Fickle Finger of Fate. At 4th level, you'll get As Fate Would Have It. At 5th level, you'll get Spin Destiny. At 6th level, you'll get Deny Fate. At 7th level, you'll get Luck of the Wind. At 8th level, As Fate Would Have It. At 9th level, you'll get Seal Fate. At 10th level, you'll get Favored One. So let's dive into what those abilities actually are. So Spin Fate. The Mage of many fates understands that chance is less random than many people believe, and he can adjust the probability of certain events. This is an extraordinary ability. When a fate spinner casts a spell that allows a saving throw, he can choose to subtract 2 from the spell's save DC, making it easier for the target to resist. Neither more nor less. He stores the 2 points as a sort of spell karma called spin. Each time he so adjusts a spell, he accumulates another 2 points of spin. At any one time, a fate spinner can store a maximum spin value equal to his caster level. The total of all spellcasting class levels includes this prestige class. For example, a 5th level wizard 1st level fate spinner can store up to 6 points of spin at any one time. So as you max out this class, you would be 15th level if you just only concentrated on this class once you entered it. So you could store 15 points of spin. By the time you're 20th level, you'd be able to store 20 points. The fate spinner can also accumulate spin to boost the save DC of other. He can use accumulated spin to boost the save DCs of other spells he casts, adding up to 3 points of spin to any one spell level. Thus, the above 5th level wizard 1st level fate spinner can increase the will save DC of a charm person spell he casts by up to +3. If he spends all 3 points of his spin, balance drops to 3. So it's just a mana pool. If you use the accumulated spin, you subtract from the pool. Sometimes more points are subtracted from a save DC than can be accumulated in a spin. Since you have to subtract 2, I can see that easily. The excess is lost. If the above spellcaster were to reduce the save DC of 2 spells before using a spin again, he would accumulate 4 points of spin. Since his maximum is 6, the extra point is lost. Note, you can't cheat fate. A fate spinner accumulates no spin from casting spells on targets who voluntarily fail their saving throw. So no casting your spells on your allies to gain spin. So resist fate you get at 2nd level. The fate spinner develops extraordinary good luck. Once per day, may re-roll one roll that he has just made. He must take the result of the re-roll, even if it is worse than the original roll. If the fate spinner has levels of cleric with the luck domain, this benefit stacks with the domain granted power, which is good because that was a good benefit of the luck domain in 3rd edition, was you could re-roll one of your rolls once per day. So if you wanted to stack that with this class, after you start leveling this class, you could take a level of cleric that has luck domain. Fickle Finger of Fate. On reaching 3rd level, the fate spinner gains the extraordinary ability to affect the luck of others. Once per day, he may re-roll one roll that another creature, friend or enemy, has just made. That creature must take the re-roll, even if it's worse than the original roll. Fickle Finger of Fate takes place outside the normal initiative order, but the fate spinner still can't use it if he is caught flat-footed. He must be able to see the recipient to use the ability. So you can use this, as long as you can see what's going on and you're not caught flat-footed, you can use this to cause a creature to re-roll, or one of your allies. So that can be useful. As fate would have it, you get at 4th and 8th level. Fate conspires with circumstance to bring about a useful, if rather mundane, result. The fate spinner learns a bonus metamagic feat. So you get another spell manipulation feat, which is pretty good, because that will strengthen this class more for you if you're a wizard or a sorcerer. Spin Destiny. Beginning at 5th level, the fate spinner more clearly apprehends the matrix of reality and can use accumulated spin to adjust other random events. The method is identical to increasing a spell save DC, but The Fate Spinner can now add spin to boost any skill check, attack roll, or saving throw. However, he can't subtract points from these checks to accumulate spin. So you still can only get spin from casting spells and lowering the save DC. In addition, he can apply a number of points of spin up to his caster level to skill checks, attack rolls, or saving throws. For example, a 5th level wizard, 5th level Fate Spinner could apply up to 10 points of spin to a desired check, assuming he had enough stored. So that could be really useful if you need to make a really difficult check. Okay. At 6th level, you get Deny Fate. The Fate Spinner's control of chance becomes stronger. He can now re-roll a roll as with Resist Fate twice per day. This also stacks with the luck domain's granted power. So now if you have the luck domain, you'd be 3 times per day. Luck of the Wind. On reaching 7th level, the Mage of Many Fates can appease chance by throwing luck into the wind. This is an extraordinary ability. He chooses whether or not to use this power each time he casts a spell that allows a saving throw. The save DC for a spell so adjusted is a d20 plus spell level plus caster, charisma, or intelligence modifier, whichever is greater, so whichever is your spellcasting modifier. The Fate Spinner rolls the d20 when he casts the spell. He can also enhance the spell by adding up to 3 points of spin to the spell save DC, or accumulated spin by deducting 2 points from it, but not both. This cannot be further adjusted by any other ability such as Spin Destiny. So instead of the 10 plus your spell level plus your caster modifier for your save DCs, you roll a d20 instead of that 10. So you could end up with a really hard spell to resist or a really easy spell to resist. Seal Fate. At 9th level, the Fate Spinner can meddle in matters literally of life and death. Once per day, he can attempt to seal the fate of one other creature as the spell-like ability. As a standard action, the Fate Spinner selects a size large or smaller target creature he can see within 100 feet and speaks the words, "Your fate is sealed." The target must make a successful fortitude save, DC 20, or die. Even if the save is successful, or if the target is huge or larger, it instead takes 3d6 plus 13 points of damage. The Fate Spinner may add spin to increase the fortitude save DC, the amount of damage dealt, or both as desired. I would change that a little bit for Pathfinder, because this was for 3rd edition D&D and that makes sense. But for Pathfinder, if you wanted to make good use of that, I'd have to say the fort save DC is 20 or your highest spell casting save DC. So if your save DC was higher than 20 for your maximum spell level you could cast, I would use that and just keep applying everything else as it is. Last thing you get at 10th level is called Favored One. On attaining 10th level, the Fate Spinner is favored by chance, rising above the common animal caught in the web of reality it can't see or appreciate. His type changes to Outsider, which means, among other things, he is no longer affected by spells that specifically target humanoids, such as Charm Person, but he can be hedged out of a magic circle against his alignment. The Favored One can store a maximum value of spin equal to twice their caster level. So, assuming you didn't increase your spellcasting class and just went straight into this as soon as you qualified, you would be 15th level, so you could store up to 30 points of spin. And by the time you're 20th level, 40 points of spin. And that is the Fate Spinner. So your hit dice is a D8, like I was saying. Skills, you get 2 plus your intelligence modifier, but the skill list is the same as a wizard's. So they don't gain any new skills outside of what you would expect them to have. So in that aspect, they're built like a wizard. The only downside is you just don't get a spell every time you gain a spell expansion to your spellcasting every time you get a level. But that's the only downside. So like I said, this would put you to 16th level spellcaster, like actual access to spell magic. by the time you're maxed out in this class and you're 20th level. So, like I said, that's the only downside. The upside is you get all these weird ways to affect fate. If this class interests you, let me know. It was definitely a fun class. I've always enjoyed it. I've hardly ever played one because to get a lot of the cool abilities, you have to be a lot higher level. Well, until we meet again.